Hey guys, it's Jason here. I'm doing a review of the Skywalker X8 by Sonic Models, distributed in Canada by Great Hobbies. Gary asked me to do a review of this, and I was happy to oblige. The Skywalker is a great big 2-meter FPV flying wing with tons and tons of room. If you look in the hatch, you can fit almost an entire paper towel roll in there as a payload if you want to fly with paper towel. But it is huge, tons and tons of room. I flew it with a 5,000 milliamp 3S battery on the flight so far, but there's tons of room. You could put in up to 10 amp hours worth of pack if you wanted to. And the power system I've got here, it's an 11.6 folding prop with the Suppo 2820/6 motor. It's 1000 kV. I did 11.6 prop for the first few flights, but I'm going to jump to 12.6 just for some more thrust. The ship is huge and has tons of room for FPV gear. It comes stock with the belly cam. You just cut your hole out for your lens for the camera, whether it's GoPro or it's Mobius. I fly with Mobius, that's what I have. So I put that in there, works nicely. I just got a piece of clear packing tape on there to protect the lens from elements. It doesn't really affect it too much. It did fog up in the winter, in the cold snow. You'll see that in some of the footage. It's a little bit foggy, but not too terrible. The nose does not come hacked like this. I simply took a knife, hacked it out. There is a block of foam in there that you can cut out, and so the nose isn't a shell, and I've had to build it that way, but it actually has a solid nose for that part of it, and I just cut it out. Worked out fine. I reinforced it with a little bit of birch or something there, just to give it some of the Velcro, something to sit on and work. With a pass-through for the wires into the cabin here, I powered that off of my deck, or UBEC on the ESC. I'm running a 60 amp speed controller with AR636 stabilized receiver. Don't need that at all. It's very docile plane. In fact, I flew the first flight without stabilization. You don't need it, really. I'm trying to think what else I was going to say about the flight. It's very docile. It can catch a thermal, I think. There's no thermals in the wintertime, but it was staying up there, gliding pretty well. Lots of very easy to fly. The wings, as you can see here, are again foam, very big, huge ailerons. Doesn't take much to turn this. The factory comes with, or from the factory, it comes with wingtip joiners here. The wood is pre-glued to the foam, and you just bolt it on with 2 self-tapping screws. That was nice. Sticker package. It comes with the stock stickers from the factory, if you go and ask nicely, you might get some Great Hobby stickers to go with it. The wing by default has servos to be mounted in the bottom, laying sideways with the arm coming down to the ailerons. I didn't like that because it was going to be belly landing, and if you're belly landing, the grass hitting it or whatever is going to catch. So all I did was cut a hole, stick the servo in from the top, and the rod there, and put the control horn on top, and it works great now, just perfectly. Doesn't catch on anything. The wing joiner on this is unique compared to the original X8s. The originals had a wood joiner on the fuselage and the wing side, and a little screw on top and bottom would keep that together. This one, they've modified it now. They've got a two-part plastic joiner that you glue to the wing and the fuselage, and then when you mate them with 2 carbon tube spars here, this little slider slides down and latches the 2 together. So it's a pretty cool system. It works pretty well. The only gotcha with that is that on the fuselage, the glue that comes with the package is great for foam to foam, but it doesn't work very well foam to plastic. So, and yes, I did sand the plastic to make that give it something to grab onto, but I'm going to fix this with some epoxy, some 5-minute or 15-minute epoxy, and make sure that stays there. The fuselage comes in two parts, a bottom part and this top part here. You can see maybe there, and you can see some of the interface lines. So you can lay out your entire inside of fuselage before you put it together if you've got lots of equipment and you want to run your wires and stuff like that. You can do that. In fact, when it is apart, you'll want to make sure you clear the aileron servo pass-through. The slot in the factory is horizontal, and with these new modified wing joiners, it's a vertical hole in the wing joiners. You'll want to make sure you pre-slot that before you put the top on. That's not obvious in the manual. The manual is one of the negatives of this kit. It is sketchy English. Pictures are from a previous version of the airplane that I got anyway. Maybe this is a pre-release version, I'm not sure. But the pictures are of a different version. They show the old wing joiner, wood-based wing joiner, and all that kind of stuff. Here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's the pass-through I was talking about. So they show you the picture, but they don't explain that the factory mold has a flat, and it doesn't explain about the orange wing joiner. So you got to cut it vertical. On this part here is the I don't know if you can see this, but this is the top. It's on the bottom that you actually have to cut the slice, the bottom part of the fuselage. But anyway, it's the manual is lacking. That's really the only negative thing I can think of. Other tips on the construction are with your motor mounts, it's just it's an oval piece of plastic that you bolt your motor to, but to bolt the motor to, you need to mount some nuts on the back. You can't use blind nuts because the plastic is probably maybe a 1/16 or something like that thick, about 4 millimeters, and so you need to be able to access those nuts, and if you ever want to maintain this, you need to be able to get it out. So don't permanently glue that in. I glued the top to the bottom using the EPO glue that they provide, and then for this I slid it in most of the way, put a bead of hot glue and slid it in the rest of the way quickly, got it seated properly. Now if I need to take it out, I can squirt some rubbing alcohol in there and inject it, loosen up the hot glue and pull it out. Hot glue will do that. So I think I said the motor is the Suppo 2820/6000 kV, 11.6 prop, but you want to go 12.6. 5,000 milliamp 3S battery. Flew well. The launch it doesn't have a whole lot of power with this 11.6 setup, so I had a friend launch it for me, and with somebody else launching it, it's easy enough to launch. Just remember to plug in your aileron servos. Speaking of ailerons, you're going to want to grab some long extensions. You want to go from all the way out here. It's probably a 30 centimeter run at least to get up to here. So you need to, unless you want to gouge a hole for the plugs, which I didn't want to do, so I ran my servos all wrapped up there, and then the plugs there for the extension to go out. You'll need, from the wing to the center where your receiver is going to be, you're going to need about 8 inches of servo cord. I have a 4-inch coming out of the receiver, and it plugs into this, which is about 4 inches. You only need 4 inches to clear and be able to access it once the wing's together, but to run it to the receiver, you're going to need a little more than that. So that's the kit in a very fast nutshell overview. 9 minutes. That's very long, but it's going to be what it is. Overall, I like the flight. It is bank and yank. I prefer rudder turns with a glider and FPV stuff, but for weight carrying capability, this thing's huge. This one, the way I had it configured, is about 2.5 kilograms ish, around there, and you could probably fly it up to about 3 with a whole lot of problem as long as you beef up your power system. Yeah, it's a good model. I think You can get it at Great Hobbies, and no, I don't think you can, I know you can get it at Great Hobbies. My brain is just tuning out here now. The wing spars are good and solid. It's 2 big carbon tubes, look to be about 8 or 10 millimeters in diameter. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of. It's a good model. If you do use a folding prop, make sure you tighten it down enough so that it doesn't fold past center, or put some kind of a system there so that the prop can't fold beyond center, and you'll be fine. I did that because it's a belly lander and I didn't want to break props. So there you have it. If you have questions, let me know, and I'm happy to answer them, either in the comments below or in the review articles on RC Canada, wherever. Let me know, and hopefully you check out the model and get it and have fun. Thanks for watching, and the flight footage will come shortly after this, either attached to this video or in a subsequent video linked. And in that video there's going to be sub boxes, one for the FPV camera at the front. It'll be recorded. Sketchy video doesn't reflect what I actually got from the stock antenna. I was using a CP and a patch on my goggles, and it was much clearer than what you'll see in that little video box from my DVR. The DVR was sitting in the wrong spot and I didn't get great reception, so just take that with a grain of salt. And you'll see the belly cam and another caption window, and then a camera or hat cam view for the main screen. So I also had a little difficulty with some of the flights, just because it was freezing cold, and I was coming in for landing and caught a wingtip on a snowbank, stuff like that. But the plane is very durable and it takes it quite well. Just so watch the gotchas, the glue, the aileron slot, the motor mount are the main things to be consider. Oh, and flip the servos around. Put the servos on the top of the leg. Other than that, it's great. Took about 2-3 nights of on and off building, just because I work full time and I've got a family. But probably about 4 or 5 hours solid. If you had a Saturday afternoon, you could get it all together. But yeah, it's a good plane. Check it out. Thanks. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Gary, this is the review of the Skywalker X8. The big beast. Hold it so you can see the Great Hobbies name. And we just got the stock whip antenna on the FPV gear. Belly cam is the Mobius narrow angle, and we're going to film with a whole bunch of other stuff too. So hopefully it works out, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So, ready? I think so. Okay, did I get you?
No, I just want to be out of your line of sight. Okay. Climbing. There you go. You're level now.
It's funny, the other day it had about 15 km/h winds, and it was super easy to launch, and it was turned out, it seemed.
That's a little twitchy.
Yeah. I'll turn off the dial. I could have the gain too high for what I could have.
Oh, maybe.
They did not like going to the right side.
Are you filming?
I'm filming it.
Canopy, keep your eye on it.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
I think you're okay, dude. That was just your hat.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna bring it down and go look for it, but
I'll bring it down closer, but I wouldn't walk.
yeah.
It's a long walk. You can follow my footsteps right there.
Straight out there.
Oh. Snow comes out fast. So there she is. There's the Great Hobbies X8. Landed okay. It just caught a wingtip or something on the landing. I found the hatch out in the field. Moral of the story is make sure you secure the hatch really well because it'll pop off because of the air pressure. I thought I had. I got extreme Velcro, but not enough. So I'm going to tape it from now on. Anyway, there you have it.